welcome to the show, Henry Same. So great to meet you.
Oh, yeah, but I'm thrilled to be here. Listen, I'm going to be real honest with you both, if that's
Please.
all right.
I expect full candor from all of our guests, so please.
Good. I'm not a good liar. I have to be straight up. I'm looking for business.
Oh, okay.
I'm a cartographer. I make maps, and as you might guess, in recent decades, map making not as in demand as it
We've been
once
everywhere, you know?
We've been everywhere. Everything's covered. Yeah, most maps are for places. Once you mapped it once, you don't need to do it again.
You really should have thought to be in a business where it has repeat business. You know what I mean? Like
I didn't think
podcasts, Gillian and I.
Oh.
It's perfect because we put out one a week.
One a week.
Doesn't tire us out at all.
No. It's energizing.
It is energizing to be here.
I've never heard of a podcast host getting tired or anybody getting tired of it. So you guys were smart.
But for you, making a map,
bad.
Are you energetic the minute you set down your pen and you're like, map done?
I
Did you say something like that? Map done?
Mm-hmm. Everyone has a closing phrase in the world of cartography. I don't map. I wish I had map done. Mine is map finito.
Someone else had map done, another cartographer.
Map done was, who knows? Probably Magellan had that.
Matt Dunn, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, a man named Matt Dunn would have loved to have had it and probably doesn't. It's a competitive world.
So you say map finito.
Map finito!
And is anyone around to hear this? Or?
Never. I'm alone in my room. It's a lonely
well, it's your room. Who else do you want in there?
Nobody. You're right.
You know what I
should
mean?
be
What
happy.
about
I should
an
have
animal companion?
Okay, but what's the point of getting a room?
I do have an animal companion. Thank you for asking.
Oh, what do you have?
Kitty cat.
Oh,
kitty cat.
I consider her a little familiar.
Oh, yes. Like a witch's familiar.
Like an extension
Fear
of
Street 1666.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you ever heard those words before? Fear Street?
Fear Street 1666? I haven't. That'd be a great
You've never heard of any of those words?
No.
Fear?
Never.
You've never heard of fear?
Never.
Hold on. Turn around for a second.
All right.
What is that? That's fear.
This? Oh, I'm alone so much. I'm never startled. My life is
not even your kitty cat jumping on you.
Oh, no, she's a sweetheart. She never would. She never would. She's my familiar. She
Henry,
cares for me.
Do you know that I actually in real life named my cat after a witch's familiar from the Scottish play? I respect.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh boy, don't want to say that around here.
Yeah, that's a superstition we have in the map making world too. You're not allowed to say that particular play.
She's talking about me, baby.
No, don't, Scott!
You blew it!
Spin 3 times and spit over my shoulder.
I've had that feeling again, twice in one day.
Have you heard of the melancholy Dane?
Yeah, yes. You're talking about coming up
Dane
with
Cook.
Yeah,
when his brother stole all that money from him.
I can't believe I don't know any Danish people.
Macbeth.
Macbeth, yes.
Yes.
Not bad.
I'm going to write it
Is that
down.
your cat's name?
I wish it was. My kitty cat's name is Lulu.
Lulu.
After the British singer.
After the British singer, To Sir With Love.
That's
okay.
right. Yeah, she's my favorite.
Where do you live, by the way? What's your address?
Yeah, let's get more information
Well,
on
that's
you.
very personal to find out a map maker's address, you know.
Well, it ties into an earlier question, so I'm wondering if you have an address, if you could just say it. We can bleep it if you want, but I just want to hear it.
You just want to know what my address is?
I just want to know what your address is, yeah.
I'm on 1000 Mill Plain Road,
okay,
Danbury, Connecticult.
All right, just wanted to see. You haven't heard of that word street. Okay, good.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to see if I could catch you.
What if I almost walked into one there?
Laid the trap.
Nope, I've never heard of street, never heard of fear, never heard of 1666.
Okay, 1666.
Interesting.
What else?
I have a question for you. We're still finding out a lot about space, which I know about because I've actually interviewed an astronaut for my podcast, Periodic Talks.
Wow, what a brag.
Yeah, thank you. And so why don't you start...
Which part? Her knowing a lot about space?
Just having an astronaut on her podcast?
I guess, yeah. I've had one astronaut on here.
Who's that?
I can't remember what his name was, but it was about a year and a half ago.
That's going to be a bummer for that person. You're an astronaut, it's not enough to make people remember you.
Why don't you map space?
Yes. What? Jeff Bezos
I would love to.
went up there in a dang penis the other day.
No, we're all
flying around in a flying dong.
I know.
And he's like, let's throw out our trash up here. You can be the first person to map it.
I would love to map space. I would love to. There's no money in it. Who wants to buy a map of space? I'm broke. I got to sell these maps.
Which maps do you have? You have maps that people could buy right
What
now?
I've resorted to, since like most things are mapped, is I make personalized, individualized maps. So it is
I
of an
like
area
this.
that technically they could find on an existing map, but I try to personalize
I
it.
like this.
Try to like mark things. For example, Scott, if I were to make a map for you, I could theoretically map your route to work.
Sure,
And
yeah.
maybe mark things that are
Little things of interest to me,
you,
like, oh, I like this restaurant,
Yeah, a
or
restaurant
this,
you like, or
this
where-
is the place where someone spit on me. You
Okay,
know.
that'd be a weird one to include, but it would be personal and individualized, and then I could sell that to you, and you might frame
like
that.
this.
That could
This
be
is a good
sentimental,
business.
and it uses my map making skills, but it still has a.
Gillian,
has a
where
market.
would you get mapped if you could get a personalized map?
I like to do, what if you did like someone's whole life?
Yes, every step they've taken.
It could be. We could start where you were born, for example, and then to a place where you live currently. We
Yeah.
could mark things
I
along
bet I bet there are babies who were born during iPhones with GPS that they know every single place that the baby has ever gone. I
Can't
wish
wait.
I could remember
For that generation, the individualized maps are going to be so accurate.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
can't wait. For you guys,
A question.
I got to guess a little bit. Yes,
Is it
the
important-
woman in the corner.
Is it important that a map is accurate?
Yes, that's a good
What an
point.
interesting question. I'm going to say yes.
Well, I've seen some like exaggerated maps of like the United States,
Sure, or like a New Yorker's view of the world. where
Yeah,
like all of
you
New
know.
York is big and the rest
And
of the
then
country
everything
is
is
very
small.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that cover of
Those
New Yorker.
enrage me. Those
So
are inaccurate maps, and their popularity baffles me. Why
Okay.
anybody would like an inaccurate or purposefully distorted map, I do not understand.
You like them
Sorry
to be
get so angry.
That's
No.
quite all right. I'm used
I
to
like
appreciate
fear.
the passion.
We had the fear, on our end, but
Yes,
so
I'm feeling really 1666 now.
are you accurate to in the sense of you're to scale, but everything is exact? Do you do all the measurements yourself and everything?
Yes, it's got to be to the scale of the whatever that map is. I would not.
What's the scale of a map usually?
My personally favorite 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
1 to 10.
So only
Only 10 times as small.
these are big maps.
Hey, that's how I like it. Most of my house, the walls
These,
are just maps of the
these are
neighborhood.
giant maps.
They look great. 1 to 10 is it's really it's
Or
really,
they're small maps of a very small area.
yeah, if it's like a molecule or something.
Ooh, yeah. Or what about you can make placemats? Like little kids like to have placemats, or maybe parents like educational placemats for
Yeah,
their kids.
exactly. Gillian's pointing at me like I'm going to co-sign. So okay, yes,
Yeah.
sure.
You know.
Okay, so like a map the size of a placemat so the kid can be learning something while they're eating or whatever. Like
Exactly.
a map of their neighborhood maybe where they're
Sure.
allowed to go or they're not allowed
Do you like to
go.
learn things while you're eating?
Yeah. Didn't you ever read cereal boxes growing up?
Cereal boxes?
Didn't they used to have fun facts on cereal boxes? Maybe a little game.
I mean, occasionally I would look at the Wheaties box and figure out who won the Olympics that year.
Guess I've always been more of an intellectual than you,
Oh,
Scott.
I suppose maybe you are.
We weren't allowed to read the cereal boxes in my house growing
No,
up. I had a very
why?
religious family.
Oh, interesting.
What
And
does religion have to do with cereal
They
boxes?
just controlled, my parents controlled the information we were exposed
Anything
to.
that wasn't religious, you weren't able to.
They didn't want to risk it. They didn't know what was in the back of these things. They didn't know what sort of information. Yes, woman in the corner?
Question: how do they then feel about you referring to your cat as a familiar?
It's caused a huge separation.
A huge rift with your family.
I had
really.
to basically agree to disagree, and I'm not.
Are you
so
interested in
contact.
witchcraft? Is that
Very much.
Yeah.
The dark arts. Huge.
Oh, so they're dark arts when you practice them.
I only like the dark arts.
Oh.
Not the light ones, not the good ones.
Okay.
So maybe there's an area here where you could make a map of something related to your interest in witchcraft.
Done it already.
Oh,
Who would he sell it to? Himself?
Yes, the trouble, Gillian, and first of all, thank you for the suggestions. I don't mean to be critical of them.
I'm not making podcasts for me to listen to.
I can't sell my dark
I
art
thought you were
maps.
supposed to be your own first
Target audience?
best audience, something.
Audience?
If you don't like it, who's gonna?
What I have tried to do is to map the evil in people's souls.
I like this.
Okay.
I cast a spell of the dark arts with
Okay.
my familiar Lulu.
Lulu.
a perpetual
Is Lulu
kitten.
here? Could we do this spell? Could we practice it on Gillian over here?
I
'Cause
do
would
happen
love
to
it.
have Lulu here in my satchel.
A real Sue Storm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You should be Sue Storm, by the way.
All right, I am.
Oh, I
It'd
thought
be
you meant
great.
a Native American tsunami, but you mean the character from Fantastic Four.
Yes, I meant the Invisible Woman.
How long have you been sitting on that? Since we were talking about it
Been
earlier?
holding on to it for a little while.
Okay, good to know. So you have here's Lulu.
Yes, I have Lulu right here in my satchel. There she is.
Lemon.
Now, Lulu is a kitten, but I have cast a spell to keep her in the kitten-like state forever.
That was Gillian, by the way. The cat has been making noises, but then Gillian just went into the mic.
Scott would never make a cat noise beneath him.
Yeah, Scott's too cool. Gillian, not at all.
Not at all.
In.
That's my brand.
Yeah, this is Lulu. She's a perpetual kitten. She's frozen in this age by unnatural means. And
I don't know what any of that means. I'm like Fear Street 1666.
Yo,
I have no idea.
You don't know what it means.
No, I heard the words before, but I don't know what they mean
I've
together.
frozen this kitten in her current age for the last 20 years.
What?
She is in the state of being 6 months old for the last 20 years.
Oh, you haven't literally frozen her in your ice box.
No, I didn't like. You
didn't Steve Rogers her. Oh, okay. Two competing
Ted Williams.
Disney properties, though. So
yeah,
we're on the same wavelength.
universe, same continuity of freezing
okay.
fictional characters. No. I have used the dark arts to keep her at the same age.
Oh, okay. Boy, I would love to do that. What age would you be if you could stay at any age?
Oh, God.
Under 30, please.
Under 30. You know.
I don't know, because sometimes you look back at old pictures of yourself and you're like, oh, I look way too young. Boy, I was just a baby or whatever. But like, if no one ever knows you get older, then people love you at that age. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
What you feel? I feel like you have an answer to this question. Which age would you like to have been frozen at?
When was I the best? I had 27.
27.
Yeah, that's when I was at my peak.
That's an athlete.
2 years ago.
That's an athlete's career
whole
year.
years ago. I knew you at your peak, I can say, proudly.
You certainly did.
Gillian, what year would you pick?
A 4.
4. Interesting.
Four. You would
frozen
stay
at 4
4.
years
Four.
The
old.
rest of your
That
life.
is a very interesting choice.
You have the ability to speak. You can
Yes.
probably read. I was reading a 3. I don't know when you were reading.
I was in Montessori school, which I really
Although
enjoyed.
your brain still continues, so you would be able to do anything. You'd be having adult conversations, but your body would stay at 4. But you would be that creepy kid who talks, like an adult.
I was that kid.
You're telling me. You're still that kid.
Hello.
Now, using this kitten,
Have we gotten too off track?
it's never happened to me before.
Okay.
He's always on the map.
I never get off track. I will now map the evil in both of your souls.
Both of
So
our.
excited about this.
So this could reveal sides of yourself that you might not be ready to learn.
Look, I'm an open book.
Nature.
Anything in my life is I'm perfectly fine with Gillian and the listeners seeing. So
Okay, well, I admire that.
I don't know if you feel that way, Gillian, but
I do as well.
Okay.
This will not reveal like secrets or like gossip. This will just be your
No gossip?
I'm afraid not. I'm
no
afraid.
dish.
XOXO.
You
it
should
will-
be her. Fucking give it to Kristen Bell again. She did it already.
It's her gig. That's
Give
hers.
it to Gilly.
Give it to Gilly. Great hashtag.
We need to start the Give It to Gilly campaign.
All right, well, we got to focus. Narrow in on one. Which one do you want me to have?
I want you to have Sue Storm.
All right.
Definitely.
Okay.
We need a series from Fear Street.
Great.
Give it to Gilly. We need a love reboot.
Okay.
Someone replacing Paul.
A Scott Aukerman, perhaps?
Maybe a Scott Aukerman type.
Okay.
But who better, really, when you think about it? Give it to Gilly.
I like this.
Hashtag
Should
give
we
it to
start?
Gilly.
Okay, hashtag give it to Gilly.
All right, go ahead, Henry.
Here we go. I'm now going to Lulu, come here, please, and I'm going to lay out this parchment here. Sorry, I have some parchment. Okay, and now I'll just pour some primer. Sorry, to get some primer on your table. Now, you are familiar with the 7 deadly sins. What we will do now is
Gluttony, the
Greed,
rest.
sloth.
Gluttony and the rest. The gluttony's the main one, and we'll just see what like mixture of the 7 deadly sins are each of you.
Okay.
What mixture? Oh, okay, so it's like 46% this.
It's kind of like a 23andMe, but just like for
Oh,
sins.
okay, great. Yeah, I love this.
You know,
Okay.
like what are you made up of?
Yeah, what do we
you're
got?
evil. You're inner evil.
What do we got?
All right, Lulu. Yes, who should we'll do first? We'll do Scott first. Holy shit!
Whoa, why? What are you seeing?
This is bad.
Whoa,
Uh-oh.
whoa, what's going on?
Scott.
I'm assuming it's all gluttony, right?
Shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. I don't know if I should.
Do it.
Just go ahead.
Do
It
it.
can't be that bad.
It's not one of the standard 7 deadly sins.
It's not one of the 7.
Whoa.
It's an 8th.
It's itchiness.
This is like what?
Your main sin is itchiness. You're itchy.
That's a sin?
Yeah, it's a sin to be itchy. In my family, it was. You're itchy.
mean, yeah,
You're like
I am.
100% itchy.
Yeah. That tracks.
That's
but
gross to
I didn't
me.
realize that's gross to you.
I find that distasteful.
So
I
what
find
if I'm
itchy
always itchy? I'm not scratching
means
myself.
You're dissatisfied. You're fundamentally not happy with your physical state. It's gross. You're rejecting God's greatest gift to you, your
I
body.
didn't realize judgment came as a part of this.
Here you go, your map of your soul. It's out of my
Thank
hands.
you.
Gillian.
Wow.
This, by the way, you've drawn this on a piece of, I can only call this parchment. Where did you get parchment? I mean, we
do
just
you
have
make
like paper.
parchment?
Like, yeah,
I make it.
You make it.
I make the paper
How
in
do you
my
do
basement.
that?
It's a long process. You got
out
to
of trees.
Bark?
I knock the trees down. I pulp it up.
You knock them down just
You're
for
knock
felling
'em down.
trees?
I'm felling the crap out of
one
them.
piece of parchment.
I'm not
I knock
into
them over
that
and I go,
part.
tree finito.
To no one, of course.
To nobody, all by myself. And does anybody hear it? Just me.
Lulu.
Yeah, that's a good point. So,
With
but
you
by the way, you've just drawn a circle, and in it you've just written itchiness.
Itchy. Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Lulu and I have found that to be true in your soul.
Okay. All
100% itchy. Hope you can live
100%.
with yourself. You're a disgusting person. All right, Gillian.
Wow, yes.
It's your turn.
Okay.
New parchment.
Do-do-do-do.
New primer. Ba 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 ba. Ooh,
I love the
Dark arts.
the songs you sing.
Oh, thank you.
They're cool.
Yep.
They're like they could be on the pop charts.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're really cool.
You think ba 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 could be on the?
I mean,
pop
the way
charts?
you do it. I mean,
This
it's
could
cool.
be a new career
It's-
for
it's-
you. You know, cartography.
I
seems
do. I
exciting.
love singing. I mean, I've never.
Do you
I've never-
like rap as well?
Yeah, of course. You know.
Oh, I'd love to hear something. Here, what if I were to go boo 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 boo? Like, hit us
if
with
I
a
was
rap.
going to drop a rhyme like
Yeah,
on that,
yeah.
I'd say seems up my nature and not dangerous at all. Let's. Here goes the routes that'll betray your soul. See if your evil is dark as coal. Betray
rhyming.
your
He rhymed.
eyes. Reveal the lies.
He rhymed again.
And show your nature true as the devil.
Ooh.
He didn't
No
rhyme.
rhyme. No
he
rhyme.
didn't rhyme
That's
there.
an artistic choice.
Interesting.
It's an artistic
You're
choice.
good though, man.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, aside from, I would have rhymed maybe, done like
You
a.
would have done a rhyme?
I would have done a AABBA structure
interesting.
probably, but
Like the bard.
yeah.
Like the melancholy bard.
And that's my type, by the way. AABBA.
Wait, that's.
Never mind.
I don't even know how that's gross, but I feel like it is.
Yeah, add a little sliver
Okay.
of lasciviousness.
Little lust on the corner of the itchiness.
Okay, thank you so much. But please welcome back to the show. Oh, wow, he's also an NBA superstar. Please welcome back to the show, Bill Walton.
Yay.
Wow, what a pleasure to be here with Scott Ackerman, one of the great podcasters of all time, and Gillian Jacobs, one of the great Gillians, from Gillian Anderson to Gilligan's Island, one of the great ultimate Gillians I've ever seen.
She's Gillian Anderson, but I'll let you have it.
But across the pond we say Gillian, I'm told.
Yeah, just basically
Who told
my
you
mom.
Who told me that? It came to me in a dream.
Gillian Welch.
Gillian Welch. And do you accept Gilligan? He was mainly Little Buddy. That's what they would call him.
Is it?
I don't mean to interrupt your flow. Turn to Henry Same
And
now.
of course, Henry Same's one of the great cartographers of our time.
Thank you so much.
From the air-mentioned Magellan to
Rand McNally.
I've got it.
Thomas got it.
Google
Yeah,
Maps.
Google, yeah, they're one of the great map makers. for
Yes,
sure.
thank you.
Bill, I've noticed the last few times you've been on the show, you need a lot of help in coming up with the second thing.
Well, no, I find it's other people's discomfort with my inability to think of a second thing. Sometimes
okay.
it just takes me minutes to think of one.
understand, I
and
understand.
it may be not. You can edit it out.
Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of time. You're in C block here.
Aren't we
unfortunately.
all running out of time, though, Scott?
Good point. Is that what you're here to talk about?
Yes. No, I think that actually came up on one of my other episodes.
Oh, really?
The inevitability of death and time travel as well.
Oh.
I mean, it's
You ever see
not-
Back to the Future 2?
I love Back to the Future.
What about 3?
3 maybe even be better than the second. Finally, Emmett Brown, our favorite character of the films, finds love in the third film.
One of the great loves.
One of the great loves in cinema history for Christopher Lloyd. From Danny DeVito's character in What Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest to Air Bud in one of the straight-to-DVD Air Bud films.
Air buddies?
Yes, oh, the sweet little buddies.
Oh, the sweet buddies. Bill, so great to have you on the show. I mean, you obviously have a lot of time now. The NBA Finals just were done. The Olympics, I think, are over at this point. So
Yes.
you have a lot of time on your hands, and you can be on the show now.
That's exactly it. I've got free time, and I'm here to because it's summertime. It's my favorite time of year beyond basketball season.
That's right. And Gillian, do you know who Bill Walton is, by the way?
I'm so sorry to say I don't.
Oh, that's that's okay. Most of the people who know of me are basketball fans, or even if a performer was in some sort of TV show about the era of basketball I came from, they maybe would have heard of me. The late 70s and early 80s. But if you are not any of those things...
Well, Gillian was too busy memorizing that Puck monologue from...
I have more.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Oh, I would love to hear it, Puck. One of my favorite fairies of Shakespearean times.
What are your other favorite fairies of Shakespearean times?
Of course, there's... Well, do we consider the guy from the island in that... The helper
The Tempest?
Guy? Yes, the helper guy from the Tempest.
Ariel, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you have Oberon, king of the fairies, of course.
Oh, I didn't know we could use other fairies from A Midsummer... Or, sorry.
Mustard seed. Peas blossom.
Peas blossom, of course.
Yes, the whole merry players.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you have an interest in Shakespeare? The immortal bard, the immortal bard.
The person or the writing?
Oh, great.
I'll take either at this point.
Oh, all of the above. His plays make me more curious about the person. What was he like?
Well, you should see the film Shakespeare in Love, which won one of those oohs.
One of the great loves of all time, Shakespeare and Gwyneth Paltrow. An amazing tale. Did that earn 4 Oscars?
I believe so. At least Best Picture, I know that.
And Best Actress.
Really? Who?
Gwyneth.
Really?
Yes.
Good for her.
Those are the two O's in her goop, I believe.
I was about to get
Scott
there.
Ackerman, throw it down one time.
Whoosoo!
Yes, sir. Great minds think alike, or great minds think for themselves, as they used to say on Saturday morning early television cartoons.
Of course, Bill Walton is here. Henry, do you know who Bill Walton is?
No.
He's a broadcaster. He calls NBA games.
Oh, wow.
One of the great, mostly college basketball. They won't give me NBA that often because of my
right.
rambunctious personality.
And your tie-dye shirts.
Yes,
and
I'm a little too freaky for the.
But I do know you played for the Celtics, right? You were a ball player yourself. Is that right?
Will Hines with the alley-oop to Bill Walton.
I'm Henry Same, but that's quite all right.
Clutch.
Easy
That was
mistake.
clutch.
Easy mistake to make.
Easy mistake to make. Henry, have you ever been told you look much like writer and improviser and actor Will Hines, of course, writer of the great book How to Be the Greatest
I get called
Improviser
Todd
Alive.
Barry and Will Hines in equal measure, depending on how far people are.
Will
from
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
The immortal bard of whom I am so interested.
One of the great Wills, from William Shakespeare to my grandmother's.
Yeah, Scott Ackerman.
Left me a lot of money.
Your grandmother's
That's
will.
why I've been failing upwards.
The will that created a podcast empire, we could
Of
say.
course, yes.
And of course, a very lovely brooch that you wear.
Yes, every day. Just to remember.
Well, Scott, it's summertime and the living is easy.
Oh, you're transitioning to summertime. Summertime.
Yes. Summertime.
Yes, thank you.
Summertime.
Summertime,
Will
not
Smith and
suppertime.
TJ
That's a different song.
Suppertime?
Suppertime, supper. Oh, that's from Your Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Summertime.
Yes, you have a wide breadth of knowledge.
Yes, Scott Ackerman, I did a little bit of community theater.
Did you really?
Yes.
Were you
Do
in that
you know
show?
something, Schroeder?
I like the way you play the piano.
Yes.
It's nice.
Is there something about like peanut butter on the roof of your mouth and it
Probably.
sticks if you're really lonely?
Peanut butter on something, definitely, with that dog, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Scott Ackerman
Add
getting
another sliver.
filthy.
The lust part is growing.
Wow, Scott Ackerman going after dark with the references to putting peanut butter on your Johnson for Snoopy to lick off for your own pleasure.
This is Comedy Bang Bang After Dark. Well, I did want to mention that. I've
No
segued.
longer periodic talks.
One of the great podcast name changes of all time from
Thank
If
you
Then
so
to Periodic
much.
Talks. I listened to If Then thinking it was a podcast about what you learn around 301 in improv schools. The exploration that you do after you guess-handed.
Speaking of improv teachers, this Will Hines looking motherfucker over here.
Oh, Henry, have you ever done an improv class like Will Hines?
I have never have.
He's more of a rapper.
You should take his classes, the Will Hines Improv School.
Classes
literally-
or his classes?
Well, you should take his glasses as well.
Take
I
my
mean,
glasses, please.
Take
That's a
your
good
glasses?
book
I
title.
should take Will Hines' glasses and then take your glasses?
What's the question, Will Henry?
Oh, we're getting very confused here. Just because he looks so much like Will Hines. He's
You
not
made
Will
a
Hines.
Deep reference to Improv 301, Bill Walton.
People expect Bill Walton's deep knowledge of improv on this show.
I would